Hello and welcome to FTB Sports. This is our transfer daily show. We're joined today with Sam. Hello, Sam. How are you doing? You all right?
How are you doing, Solo? Very well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Good day, good win, good victory for you guys today.
Yes, a much needed victory for the Spurs today. The game was interesting. If you look back at the actual post reaction show, there was some debate as to whether or not Leeds a bit too naive. I think they were personally a bit too naive, but as I said, I don't really care. 3-0 suggests that it's a good score for us.
Yeah. We won't debate the penalty claims as well, the first penalty.
It's on the line. It's a penalty. I don't care. It's a penalty.
Good win for you guys today. So first thing we're going to touch on in the show, and it's a thing that keeps coming up with this Christian Eriksen rumors, whether or not he's going to Arsenal. Now the rumors are swung around about him now being linked with Man United, and it's almost like a swap deal. Now Man United have paid 34 million, raising to 40 million for Van der Beek. He's only 21 Van der Beek is. Christian Eriksen is in 28 years old.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be a good swap deal for Man United in the current climate where we're in now to swap in a player, Van der Beek, who I believe is there to replace Paul Pogba at the end of the season by bringing in Christian Eriksen?
See, I've always looked at Van der Beek as being a top quality player. He's not getting obviously game time at Man U at the moment. Would I swap him? I'd only let him go to swap with Eriksen if it was kind of like a bit of a loan thing, if he goes off but then comes back. I wouldn't swap it as a permanent one because me personally, I believe Christian Eriksen's days, his best days are behind him in terms of a player. At Man United, I don't see the fit. I just don't see the fit. There's some players you can kind of see, yeah, I can see that fit. I don't see that as a fit for Man United for me. To me, Eriksen isn't better than what you've already got there. And I even put Van der Beek in that because I think Van der Beek's a class player. Pogba's obviously a class player. You got Fernandes. He's not going to come in and do the role that McTominay and Fred are doing. So I'm not sure whether this is a good signing if it happens.
You see, for me, I'm taking it as the way I look at Van der Beek. I believe he's been promised something for this, for next season. So, like you said, I think Eriksen is a class player. I think he would probably go to Arsenal and improve Arsenal, but I can't see him coming in and improving Man United right now.
I don't see that, and that's the point. I think if he went to Arsenal, again, the type of player that Eriksen is, because obviously he was at Spurs for a long time, so I've been able to watch him up close, see what his qualities are. He's got some fantastic ability. You know what I mean? He can thread that ball through. He's crossing. His dead ball situation is obviously key as well. But in terms of that high energy, high octane pressing, that's not really his game. And I think he not to say he's weak, but he can get bullied a little bit. And I've seen him in games for us where certain teams actually target him, get around him quickly. He's not like Ndombele is for us now. You can try and get around him quickly, but he can drop a shoulder, beat a player, and then move on. That's not Eriksen's game. So if you know how to play him, I don't know if you get the best out of Eriksen.
And for Man United, look at the way Ole set up 9 times out of 10. It's almost like he plays 2 holding midfield just to help this defense out because the defense is so slow anyway. Bringing Eriksen in will even slow it down even more so.
Yeah, you're right. So who does he replace? Because it looks like Ollie's going for this McTominay Fred as the double pivot, and then it's going to be somebody else in front, which could be Fernandes at the moment. He's not going to put, although saying that Eriksen had played out wide for us, but he's always used to play on the right to come in very central. That made us very lopsided, very imbalanced. You've got a balance in terms of Man United. They've got a very balanced setup in terms of your wide players. You've got your Fernandes in front or just behind, the attackers. I just don't know where he fits.
Yeah, I can't, to be honest with you, I can't see where he would fit in, to be honest with you, because like you said, who will you drop for him? And it's almost like you're making up extra legs for the players around him who's already slow anyway. So yeah, I can't see the fit, and I don't think this would be a good deal for Man United if they went in to swap him.
I'm just reading Mike's comment here, and it's true. It seems like this is an agent's job. Someone's obviously trying to get him out the door, whether that's, Juve trying to get him out the door. They've obviously said that he's maybe surplus to requirements. But yeah, where does he fit in Man United? He could probably, probably. He would get into that Arsenal team, I would say. But again, even then, they've got some youngsters coming through. Do they want to go back a step, should we say, and get someone who's very much in the Ozil's type of mold? You've really got to build everything around him.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say you'd have to build a brand new team around a 28-year-old who, again, is probably past his best for the Premier League. Yeah. So another one we're going to go to now is going to be one that's going to be going around quite often at the moment. Let's remove Mike's comment. And it's all to do with Abidal now going to... Oops, sorry, I'll drop to you.
Alaba.
Him going to Man United as well. Now, for me, I'm looking at this player and I'm just sitting there. I'm licking my lips every time I think about it, because I look at Man United and I look at sort of like the defense, and I just think if this guy come in to Man United and just slot in that position, it takes us to another level.
See, Alaba's free. He's on a free if he gets to the sometime any team can go. He goes to for free. Is that right? His contract ends this year now. I agree with you. Alaba, given his experience, given where he's played at, given he's still relatively young. How old is he? I don't think he's
28. I believe he's 28. So still got about 4 years, 5 years in him still.
Yeah, as a central defender, that's still quite a good age. And, I'm surprised that he's been not allowed to. Obviously, he hasn't signed his contract for a reason. He wants to maybe move on. And players are doing this more and more. They're running down their contracts. So he's at a prime age now to be in someone like, United. It'll be a good signing for them. I think it'd be a good signing for any of the top six.
It would be, yeah.
Liverpool, I would say that they're probably going to be likely to want to go for him, given their defensive problems at the moment. I would 100% take him at Spurs for the experience, for the age he is, and knowing the type of player we're going to get. I see that as, if you got him for 12 million, is it 12 million?
No. So basically, it's a free transfer, but his contract would be 12 million a season, 12 million a year, because right now, if I'm right to say, he's only on about 135k a week at the moment at Bayern.
Right. So the difficulty with this one then is, if he's free next summer, there's teams that are going to want to be in for him in January potentially. So I look at someone like Liverpool. Would they put a little bit of a cheeky bid in to maybe see if Bayern Munich will sell now, as opposed to waiting for the summer? That's the problem, that someone like Man United might be in a prime position to get him in the summer, but there's teams out there that need him now.
And I think as well, with this as well, this could be a very good and very interesting as well for him, because when I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about it, Pochettino now have just gone to PSG. He would go and slot straight into that team. Plus 12 million a season, they'll probably say to him, here you go, take 14, take 16. Free transfer, go.
If he's free in the summer, then that would probably still be a very good deal. If someone has to pay some money now because Bayern want to sell him in January, which is always difficult to kind of sell these players in January. I don't know whether he's going to be cup tied. Probably will be if he's already played in the Champions League.
Yes.
So that makes a huge difference. But for certain teams, and I'm mentioning Liverpool a number of times because they're obviously in a defensive crisis, they would have him in their setup now to play league games. Forget about the Champions League. They probably then can get through to February, March, and rotate if he couldn't play in the Champions League. But certainly from a league perspective, that'd be a very, very frightening deal.
But would Liverpool, this issue is now, would Liverpool pay that wages? Because remember as well, they've got a very tight budget. They don't pay over the odds on wages.
Well, I guess a lot of teams are going to be, hampered by paying that sort of money for a player. Is he worth it? I guess it all depends on, where certain teams are at the present time. If you said to me, would I want him at Spurs? Yes, I would. Would we pay 12 million a year for him?
Take it
That's a
all
lot of
day.
money. That's
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
you'll
money to
still
pay.
take him, yeah.
But if we can get him for free or nothing, then you would say at the age he is, it's not an over the hill signing. You know,
Yeah.
if he is the age that we've talked about, that's a quality signing. And yeah, you might have to pay him that sort of money per year.
Because if you were looking at the transfer, so imagine you were to pay a player in his sort of like the caliber of the player he is, you're looking about 70, 80 million anyway.
Oh yeah, we've been linked to some defenders who are not even at that sort of level, and they're being asked, 40, 50 million. We've got a one in our own squad, Davinson Sanchez. We paid 42 million pounds for him, or euros, whatever that would be, and he's nowhere near the level of that Alaba. So they are at a premium, but he's got the choice now. The player's now got the choice. He could say, well, I don't fancy making a decision now. I'll just stay till summer, and he'll probably have even more teams after him. So he might be able to sit tight for another 6 months and then make a decision. Maybe, I don't know, some other team that might come in from that he might fancy even more. If he fancies a Premier League, then yeah, he's certainly going to have the choice of any team, I would imagine.
Yeah, because he's left-sided as well, isn't he? So he'll just plot in very nicely as well in any team, really and truly. Like if I look at Man United, he would walk in that team anyway. I think about Spurs, and I think he would walk in the Spurs team as well.
It's certainly, for me, we've kind of gone with this Alderweireld Dyer partnership at the moment in terms of looking like our strongest back two centre backs. Alderweireld, we signed him, re-signed him and said contract extension, but he's not. Again, he's 30 plus.
Yeah,
he's not going to get better. He's very experienced, but he could be replaced. He would be the person that I would replace, and I'd have like someone like Alderweireld who would be pushing him for a starting place as well. So it's competition for places. That's what it would bring, competition for places.
And it's good competition as well. Strong competition. Now we're going to go on to something close to you as well. Poch has been confirmed today as the manager of PSG, signed an 18 months contract. Again, I don't know why they're doing this now, because most clubs I'm looking around at the moment, most managers they are doing, it's not long-term contracts anymore, is it? It's like 18 months or a 12-month contract. Dele Alli, very strongly linked throughout this whole sort of like last couple of weeks now, once we knew Poch was going to take control. I think we have spoken about it, but it seems like now it's hotting up. It's almost reading some of the papers and information where we're getting the transfer gossips from. It's almost like an 8 out of 10. He will be going to PSG in January on a loan.
So there's I've thought about this. A loan deal, is it a good thing for Dele? It probably is a good thing for the player. It's get him new surroundings. He's then back with somebody who knows him well, who knows how to get the best out of him in Poch. So he's going to be going from here possibly to PSG and landing in an environment where at least he knows the manager, knows how they want him to play.
Yeah.
The problem I see is does Poch know how he's going to set up the PSG team as yet? Has he got a clear idea, given the players that he's got at PSG, how he's going to set up? Because of that, I don't know how he could make a decision on Dele quite at this moment in time, unless he's already got this blueprint in his head about how he wants to play. He'd be a good player for Poch. We obviously know that. We've seen him at Spurs. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for the player. I'm not sure that Spurs are going to let him go in January though, or on loan. I potentially summer on, maybe sell him, but I don't know if they're going to let him go on loan in January.
And again, for me, I always say it's like a match made in heaven with Pochettino and Dele Alli. I just think them two together, the way you see him, warmth to him, the way when he plays, he hugs him. If he's not doing well, he puts his hand around him. And it's almost like with Jose. Jose is not that manager, is he? Jose is like, right, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. And then I think sometime with that, it will either build you as a player or dampen your confidence. And I think with Dele Alli, he's still a great player, but I think his confidence is literally like completely down right now. And I think even the rumours right now are thinking to himself as a player, oh, Poch is back. He's like a father figure to me. I'm going to get the opportunity to go and play football and play for PSG as well. And also I'm going to be playing in Champions League.
Yeah. Look, most players that I've read about who've got on with Jose said he's really good manager. They really enjoy him. It's the players that don't get on with him or don't quite fit or don't kind of buy into his style, whatever his methods or whatever. Delhi probably falls into that category. And Jose doesn't really take any prisoners or hostages sort of thing. He just kind of says, if you don't want to play, we don't want to do what I'm asking you to do, then you'll find yourself on the sidelines, no matter who it is. It's very rarely that I've seen any player, regardless of the level that they're at, just said, he's going to just, I'm just going to play you, put my arm around you. He's a strong manager, is Jose. He's a strong head coach. So the player like Dele Alli, if he's not prepared to buy into it, and as I said, we're not on the inside, so we don't know all the details. But it appears that he's not giving Jose what Jose expects from a player like that. And if you don't buy into the format, the methods that Jose wants you to buy into, you're
going to get left behind, really.
You're going to get left behind.
Yeah. Charles just said with the United swap deal, it wouldn't work as well for United. It wouldn't make any sense for United. I agree. Would make no sense whatsoever. So for me, finishing off with the Dele Alli one, I think it would be a good thing for him. But like we said, we don't know it's only been announced today, and already everyone's on it saying it's a deal done already. So, but it's rumors, remember, guys, it's rumors. Now, into our last one, we're going to be talking it's Man United base again, and it's all to do with Sancho. Basically, Man United are unwilling to pay 100 million for him because they don't value the player in the current climate at that. So, in the summertime, I believe Dortmund wanted, I think, 115 million for him. Man United was like, nope, we're not paying that. We pay 80. Dortmund said, no, come back to us with it, and basically made a stance. So we're not moving 115. I believe from where I've been reading a couple of tabloids and things like that, United now have come to some agreement with Dortmund, and Dortmund has come back now and said, right, we'll give you for 100 million. Man United have come back now and said, no, 70 million.
Right. So this was the same saga that happened last summer. And, United were very confident that they were going to get the player, that they were going to be able to lowball Dortmund and all the rest of it. And it's all been well documented. Again, unless Dortmund need to sell, they've set their price. If they've set their price at 100 million, why would they go lower? He's not in any hurry to leave. If they've signed him up for a period of time on a new extended contract, they don't need to think, well, we have to cut our losses now because he's going to leave on a free in a year or 18 months' time. He's tied up for a long deal. They don't need to sell. They've got other assets there that they could sell. They've got the basis of a very good and young team. If Man United want to play, they're going to have to pay the money. Simple as that. They're going to have to pay the money.
Yeah.
And I think, there's all this rumor about potentially Chelsea and Liverpool sniffing around as well. That's only going to make things harder for Man U to start lowballing people, saying, no, we're not going to pay 100, we're going to pay 70. Don't make sense.
Because I think with it, in recent years with United, I think a lot of agents and club have taken advantage. And I think it's the first time in sort of probably I'll say about 4 or 5 seasons where I think United have just put their feet down and said, right, you know what? Enough is enough. We're not going to sit there and we're not going to accept sort of, paying that price to the player. Because I think, again, imagine the Pogba, 85 or 90 million, whatever you want to call it, his agent got something like nearly 30-something million from that signing. So, when you look at it, I think United just saying, no, it's agent fee we're paying, not the actual fee to the club. So Dortmund's asking for 100 million. I reckon from that, they probably end up only getting about 60, 70 million, and the rest of it will go to an agent.
There you go. So that's the point. They need to maximize how much money they get. It's the agent thing is not new. We know this, I say good agents that maximize their ability to get the most for their clients will obviously maximize to get the most for themselves as well. That's all the big agents do. So there's not anything that we can do about that unless there's some sort of cap on agents fees, blah, blah, blah. That's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
So they have to pay the money. The agent's negotiating the deal. He's the one that they have to go through. If they want the player says, right, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. You get me the best deal for that. That's the agent's job. Now, at the end of it, he's going to get paid. That's 100%. And if the deal is done such that he gets 25%, whatever percentage is, that's what you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah. Quick question from Charles here. He's saying about obviously the Jose Mourinho. He does this to like most experienced players, well, United most expensive players, and knock the player down. Which yes, confidence really, isn't it? It's sort of like the players lose their confidence. United are saying this as they are doing the PR. They moved to United and got 3 years left in his contract. Okay, so he's saying this thing with Sancho at the moment is basically like a PR stunt. Again, for me as a United fan, it wouldn't surprise me. Ed Woodward would not surprise me.
I agree with Charles on that, because Ed Woodward did very similar thing with other players. He's kind of given Man United, or certainly the fans, he's given them some optimism. He's brought some players in. Don't get me wrong. Man United have spent money, but when Man United want a certain player, in the past they've almost got that player. It doesn't work like that anymore, So they might say, "Oh, we want Sancho," but selling clubs are saying, "Well, hold on. If you want him, you have to pay the money." They're not caving into Man United anymore. Nobody's doing that.
Yeah,
because it's the world has changed in that sense. So again, is he just saying to make Man United fans start getting a bit hyped again? Potentially. I don't see it happening. I don't see him going to United because of what's happened previously.
I can't see him going to United as well, like you said. And I believe it's to do with the previous encounter, what happened last time, because I think the player stayed extra week in London to try and get the transfer done. But United, Ed Woodward would not pay that money for him. Now, for me, I would sit there and I'll honestly say, is that where we need strengthening? The answer is no. Is he a great player to have? Yes. But I don't think that's what we need at United.
I don't. Given your forward lineup that I've seen over the last few weeks, when you've got Cavani, like say, Cavani's now there. He's established. I didn't think he was going to be the level he's performing at now, but he is. So he looks like he's a central striker. Then you're going to have one either side of him, which is going to be a choice of Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, James potentially, Mata. You've got there still at the club. You've got a lot of players who could play that position, wide, right, or wide right or wide left. Sancho, a great player, but to pay 100 mil for him,
not at this climate. I wouldn't. Honestly, he'd be a great player, but no.
Not this current time.
Not this current climate. So for me, like some good points, Charles, thanks for getting involved with what we're doing at the moment, our transfer show. But for me, I'll just hold off on Sancho. But again, guys, remember, it's just rumors. We're just giving you the information. If it happens, it happens. It'd be great. But as a United fan, I'd rather us go out and we buy a central defender.
Yep. I think so.
That's exactly what I think we need, a central defender. But should we just wrap this up now? Thank you very much, Sam, as always. Pleasure. Can we like, share, subscribe, please, and tune in for tonight's show? We're going to have the Crazy Man hosting a
good show.
It should be Arsenal versus who they're playing. Arsenal.
West Brom, Arsenal.
West Brom. Yeah, that's it. Come on, you Brummies. And not only that, but Sam Allardyce. I think, if I'm right to say, Sam Allardyce has. I think if he beat Arsenal tonight, he's the only manager to take points off every single manager at Arsenal in a couple of years. Like four different managers or something like that. He's done. It's going to be a record, which he will.
All you Arsenal fans out there, it's a big 6-pointer. You're in 14th at the moment. You need a victory tonight, but I don't think Sam's going to take another 5-0. So let's see. I can't wait for it.
0-0 will be a great result.
Oh yeah, great. I can see Sam parking a bus, 2 buses, maybe even 3.
He go borrow a couple of double deckers from Jose as well.
I like that.
Oh, so guys, appreciate it as always. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, please. And we'll be back tonight with Crazy Man and Ian tonight with Carl as well. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.